So you finally decided to make the move to California. Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of what it's like to live in California.
So we've already talked about the pros and cons of moving to San Diego. We're going to broaden the scope and talk about California as a whole. We're going to hit you with the bad news first.
Rip the Band-Aid off, kind of get
fast.
right into it. First con on our list is what?
Cost of living. Cost of living is kind of expensive sometimes. There's a sunshine tax here, as you might call it.
That's what they call it.
Got a lot of beautiful weather, and so we call it the sunshine tax because you kind of feel like you pay for all the sunshine or all the beautiful weather.
Yeah.
So the cost of living in Los Angeles is about 41% above the national average. San Jose, which is up sort of Silicon Valley area, is 68% higher than the national average. And San Francisco coming in at a whopping 86% higher than the national average.
It's
a
up
lot.
there. It's up there.
It's a lot, guys.
So if you're looking for a cheap cost of living, California is probably not the place to be. But there's a reason why it's expensive, and we'll get to those pros later. Yeah, this is the con.
Yeah,
this is the cons we're talking about.
Cons.
The population here in California is about 40 million people.
It's a lot.
It's got about 800 miles of coastline here, which is comparative to like from Maine all the way down to North Carolina. So the state is huge.
It is.
So just keep that in mind when we kind of go through these numbers a little bit too. All right, con number 2 is the high tax burden we have here in California. California actually has the highest income tax rate of the entire country at 13.3% for the highest tax bracket. If you make a little bit less money, the tax bracket goes down. Some states like I think Nevada and Texas don't have any income tax for state income tax. So if you're coming to California, it might be a little bit of a shock if you're coming from those states. Which is why some people leave California when they start to make a lot of money, because they can save a lot of money in taxes if they move to, say, Texas or Florida. I think Florida's tax income
Tennessee.
taxes. Yeah, exactly.
Anywhere else, really.
Basically anywhere but California.
Anywhere else.
You will save a lot more on income tax if you live in a different state.
Yeah. Okay. I just realized I have been looking at.
Don't look at that.
I know, it's hard not to. I just like the whole first part. I'm just a difference of this or that.
Yeah.
This. Okay, number 3 on our list of cons is the overall crime rate in the state of California. Keep in mind, again, that California is a huge state. The violent crime rate, I think, is 20% higher in the state of California than other states. It was ranked by the US Today, sorry.
USA Today.
USA Today, little newspaper. No, USA Today says that California is the 14th most dangerous state in the United States.
Like you said, keep in mind it's a very big state. There's a lot of really safe cities in California, but there are also a lot of cities that you might not want to, raise a family.
Crime rates are a little bit higher.
Cities. Obviously, every city has some dangerous parts of it, so just keep that in mind when you're looking to move to California. All right, number 4 on our con list is the traffic.
Ooh.
Traffic in California cannot be great.
It's not
great. It's not great. Cannot not be great. It's just not good. We live in San Diego. Traffic here is not great, but it's not terrible. I lived in LA for almost 10 years, and the traffic there could be the worst traffic I've ever experienced.
It's quite exceptional.
It is. It's actually tremendous.
It is.
It's tremendous.
It's tremendous.
Places throughout the country, like Washington, D.C.'s got bad traffic, New York's got bad traffic, but I just feel like I've been to all those cities.
Yes.
And Los Angeles is just number 1 on my list. It could take you an hour to go 3 miles sometimes, so it's just terrible. Other cities have better transportation, like Los Angeles has terrible public transportation. San Diego does not have great public transportation. But one of the major cities that actually has decent public transportation, San Francisco. They actually have a pretty good metro line there.
Yes.
And that's probably the one city you probably don't have to have a car in. In San Diego and Los Angeles, you pretty much have to have a car, at least out of the major cities.
Right. Number 5 on the list would be the natural disasters that occur here in California, all up and down the state. Inland and on the coast, we have wildfires, we have earthquakes.
We have droughts.
Yeah. Oh, mudslides. Forgot about mudslides.
Pretty bad, but probably the most recent ones we've had the most trouble with has been wildfires. Earthquakes, we have, every year we have earthquakes, but wildfires the last 2 or 3 years probably have been our biggest problem lately. We don't have hurricanes, we don't have tornadoes, really. But, wildfires is definitely something you have to look at, especially when you're buying a house or picking a place to live. Just keep it in mind, sometimes your insurance is a little bit higher if you're in a high fire danger zone.
Right, and it hasn't just been the really arid areas here like these. We're a coastal desert in San Diego, but you look all the way up towards San Jose area,
we're-
San Francisco area, Napa, they've been really struggling with the wildfires as well. So
Yeah, I feel like they've been hit harder than we have
Yeah.
on the wildfires, which I was kind of surprised by.
Yes.
So, number 6 on our cons list is a big one. Homelessness is a huge problem here in California, in all the major cities, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco. It doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot better. I know they're trying to put in programs to make it better, but it's definitely, the problem has grown over the last decade or so. Some cities handle it a little bit better. San Diego seems to do a decent job with it, but clearly we have a homelessness problem in
Yeah.
all the major cities in California. So hopefully it gets better over time, but as of right now, it's still a problem, and hopefully we can find solutions to fix it.
obviously with the pandemic, the problem has grown even more, and it's been really difficult for a lot of the homeless population to get the outreach programs that they usually do. So.
Yeah. All right, well, so that was our list of cons. Obviously, there's probably more we probably did not think of, so don't hate us for not including every single thing on there. But now we're on to the best part, the pros, which is actually, in my opinion, has a lot more pros than there are cons.
Could just
living
go
here.
on all day.
It could go on all day. But I had to cut some of these out because it was going to be too long of a video. And this is what we got. So what's our number 1 pro on our list today?
The weather.
The weather, especially in San Diego, so many times. I don't know if we have to really get into it too much, but the weather here in Southern California especially
Yes.
is much better than
Very
most parts of
mild.
the country all year
Very
round.
mild, very temperate all year round. California is so big. There are so many different climates here. You got 4 different weather forecasts. The weather is great here in Southern California, but up north you do get more variation. You get some snow, you get some really crazy dry hot heat if you go in a little further
For
east
sure.
to the desert. We have lots of different climates in California. So make sure you're picking the one that's right for you. If you want a more mild, temperate, year-round 70-ish degrees, Southern California would be
Come down to
the place
SoCal.
for you. There you
We'll
go.
show you a good time.
There you go.
Another one that's obvious here, we have 840 miles of coastline here in California. The beaches here in California are awesome.
Yes.
Even the ones up in San Francisco, you can still have a great time at the
I
beaches
love
there.
that further north.
You might have a little bit better weather down south, but there's beautiful coastline all through California. You really can't go wrong with any of the coastlines here in California.
And it changes. You get sort of rockier cliffs in some areas. You get rockier beaches in some areas. You get a beautiful sandy beach in some areas. Of course, surfing all up and down the coast, even Northern California, San Francisco. People surf in that freezing water off the coast of San Francisco
but
there.
people do.
It's cold down here in San Diego too. Huntington Beach up near LA. I mean, you've got world-class surfing all up and down the coastline. Another great part of California, not only do we have the beach, we also have the mountains. You like to ski, you like to snowboard, you like to sled, you want to bring out your toboggan, whatever you, whatever floats your boat.
That's one of the best things about California. There's everything under the sun that's here. There's always something you can do here. You want to go swimming, you want to go in the ocean, you want to go skiing.
You have Squaw Valley, Alpine Meadows, Mammoth Mountain's a big one, Kirkwood, North Star. So many great ski resorts. Sports fans.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite ones.
We've had some movement. We've had some teams leave. We've had some teams get relocated to other cities, but still, we got a lot of teams.
California has actually lost 2 NFL teams in the last 3 years. We lost San Diego Chargers, moved up to, well, San Diego went up to LA, so it's still in California. And then the Oakland Raiders are now the Las Vegas Raiders. So.
Very interesting move there.
But we still, San Diego doesn't have a lot of teams. We have the Padres, the Golden State Warriors, San Francisco Giants, and LA's got LA Dodgers, Lakers, Clippers, and 2 football teams. They still ours, but we're not bitter or anything. Have plenty to choose from. Not so much in San Diego, but the other major cities in California. You got you covered.
Did you mention any hockey teams?
I didn't actually mention the
LA
hockey teams. We got the Kings and then Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
Ducks.
Does San Francisco not have a hockey team?
I don't think they do.
Alexa, does San Francisco have a hockey team?
Yes. San Francisco has an ice hockey team.
Well, who is it? They don't. I'm just going to go with that answer. We might be wrong, but we're going with it.
This one is one of my favorite pros about California is the diversity here. The population is so diverse. There are Hispanic people, there are white people, black people, Pacific Islander, Native American. I just think that there is lots of diversity.
Yeah, if it's out there, California has it. because we're probably one of them, probably the most diverse state in the country, perhaps. It's up there. I'd say top 5. I'm just gonna say that. I think USA Today reported that.
Oh, is that USA Today?
I don't know.
Is that Bern McGovern
but
today?
I mean, it's definitely. I've lived in, like I said, Los Angeles, San Diego. Both places are very diverse. So you'll have every culture pretty much covered here in California,
represented.
for sure.
Yeah.
So next on our pro list is the healthy living here we have in California. So California is kind of known to be a little healthier place to live. People are more, I think they can be outdoors all year round, which kind of helps with that. And also just they're bigger on organic foods here in California. So a lot of locally produced foods and fresh produce and that sort of thing.
We have access to a lot of really great fresh produce too.
If you're gluten-free, there's tons of gluten-free options
yeah,
here. So
sure.
Not me, but some people. Actually, I like
I
gluten
will
too
take
much.
all of your gluten. I do understand why some people avoid it though,
some people have
but
an
I'm
issue
not.
with
I'm
it,
not
so.
one of those people.
Me either. Last but not least on our list is there's the ability to have some great jobs here in California. So there's a lot of big companies located here in California, like especially up north in Silicon Valley. We have like Apples and Facebooks and Netflix and any kind of social media type thing.
Kaiser Permanente for your medical needs.
If you live in Los Angeles, it's the entertainment capital of the world, pretty much. So if you're looking to get an entertainment industry, there's no better place to be than Los Angeles. San Diego is big in engineering, tourism. So basically any kind of job you're looking for, you're going to be able to find it somewhere in California.
Yeah.
So
not just tech. There's also a large agricultural, the breadbasket of the nation, if you will. I think that's what they call it. Really wanted to tell you is that Taco Bell is headquartered in Irvine, and I drive past that headquarter building, and it's like my dream job. I don't know what they're
Just to
doing
work
in
at
there,
Taco Bell.
but I want to get in there.
I think they're just taste testing tacos.
That's what I thought.
That's the only thing they do.
That's what I thought. New ways to eat tacos.
That's all they do. Yeah.
I want that job.
Sounds like a good job.
I'm coming for that job.
All right, well, that's our pros and cons of living in California. Hope you guys found it helpful. And if you guys ever plan on moving to California or San Diego, we'd love to help you find your next home.
That's right.
Thanks for watching and catch us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and if you want to find out more about what it's like to live in San Diego, check out this video right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
And if you want to get me a job at the Taco Bell headquarters in Irvine,
reach out to Courtney Solis.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Catch us next time.
Bye.